in comparison to Kenny Hammerspike, I think I'm a better player, and flat out, that's that.
I respect Ultravox as a player. He's very solid fundamentally, and he's been a reliable anchor. However, Slaps and I were able to find duo kills in both the games he played against him, so I feel very confident in our matchup still.
Slaps, he's still level 1. Zenzen. Ignite is popped onto him. Kenny Hammerspike flashes forward. First blood goes over to In the Trees. Hopefully you got your channel points in on time. Kenny Hammerspike running really low. Ultravox.
The thing we had to watch out for against YUBI is their ability to claw their way back into games from losing positions. That's where like the infamous YUBI 7 Dragon buff comes from. So as a team, we have to make sure we push our lead so that doesn't happen.
Versus INT, I think we got to watch out for Bull Explode's aggressive early game jungling. He can make the early plays happen. I am a little bit worried about that. And I got to give respect to my boy Broccoli in the top lane. Powerful top laner too with a strong side lane. So I'm hoping that my boy Ivan, a Navi on our team, can hold up versus the Broccoli storm.
You don't have a flash, you don't have a heal, you're not gonna get out of this explosive cast. Gonna bring him back into the team. Ultravox takes the kill and Bow Explode goes down. It's a double kill for Ultravox.
I think we're gonna win because our team fighting is going to be better than theirs. I think we're going to find coordination through Civilac and through Utility Monster when they get it together. I think final score predictions is going to be 3-1 in favor of us.
As a team, we were experimenting with some new playstyles throughout the season. We've ultimately decided on a playstyle that we feel very comfortable with. We plan on honing for playoffs.
You guys are in the trees? Well, we're going to be calling timber when we chop you down.
All I have to say is no Brian, no Jeff, no win.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the Friend or Foe quarterfinals. I am your friendly neighborhood shoutcaster, Charagan. It is a very crazy day today. I am not only running the broadcast today, so sorry about that earlier delay. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. But I'm also going to be shoutcasting your games today, so it's going to be really exciting. And I have Erebus joining me on the desk.
Hey, what up, guys? How you doing? I am not doing all of that. I am just talking today. So
yeah, you're also on the background. I can hear the clicking of a mouse and keyboard.
I'm making sure that the draft looks good, okay?
The draft? Sure.
I do like Rel a lot, to be honest. No, my game's ruined.
Okay, let's talk about let's talk about the In the Trees Yuumi draft we've got here right now. We've got the Ashe and Rel both coming out right away, which we know that Oriri is a very big fan of. I think that's already going to be a big problem for In the Trees straight off the bat. You've got a lot of slows, nice bit of CC. It's just going to cause a huge amount of problems. A Karma Kog'Maw to counter it. How do you think?
I think that's a very difficult lane to play into Rel. I think it's hard to play in general. I don't think Kog'Maw's necessarily in the best state, but Kenny's pretty sick on the sticks movement-wise, so I believe in him. I do think that Rel is absolutely disgusting right now in two different roles, and they're going to have an issue dealing with the amount of CC coming out. Sejuani's a good pick. I really like that people are picking Rel, though. I'm excited. I'm just going to talk about Rel for a while.
Oh yeah, I was a big fan of Rel when they were first announced, so I'm excited to see that. And then I'm kind of hoping we see a little bit more burst damage on the side of In the Trees, because as of right now, that's just a lot of sustain and a lot of tank. That's going to be kind of like peppering you over time, and that's going to be really, really frustrating to deal with whenever that Rel and Ashe really start jumping on top of you. So I kind of hope we see something explosive for the mid lane. Definitely going to need maybe some AD. You think we might see a Yone or a Yasuo in that mid lane?
For In the Trees, I definitely think an AD mid would not be the worst possible thing ever. I do think that Universal Basic Income needs a little bit more consistent damage as well, like you said. Ashe can definitely pop off, but at the same time, if you go to try a force build, it's a little less consistent in terms of actual damage per second. I'm interested to see how they round out both teams, because both look kind of haphazardly put together. I'd say Yumi's looks better so far.
I would kind of agree. It feels like much more on the side of comfort picks rather than a necessary meta comp, I would say, just because I know Navi on the Camille, you got a lot of pick potential. A lot of show playmakers, essentially, right there. And so I think that's going to be kind of the big thing going forward into this. A little bit of a delay on the draft there. That was kind of funny.
They're just confused.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit. We do see that the Victor and Corky were both taken away, so we don't have to worry about seeing either of those explosive champs hop on the Rift. So I'm trying to think, maybe a Vex might not be a bad idea to see come out.
I don't
on the
know.
side of Yumi.
I'm not entirely sure who I'd like to see. I'm not too well versed in what's. I guess Syndra's a pretty contested pick right now. Cassiopeia would be sick. Oh my god, they're just gonna buff Kog'Maw.
Yeah, it's protect the Mr. President comp over there on the side of In the Trees. I expected that personally.
That's awesome.
I knew
love
that's
that.
exactly what they're gonna do. Renekton is a great way to round that out as well, just because you're gonna have that nice dive potential and you allow Broccoli to shine. Also really good on the split push, so you can just kind of force the rest of Yumi to respond, and it's gonna make it a 4v4 if not a 3v4.
Yeah, I think Renekton's. I do like their comp a lot more. I do think they have an issue if they don't get ahead. They're essentially like the most useless group of champions you could put together. Like if they're down 5k gold at 15 minutes, it's gonna be really rough.
Yeah,
Until 40 minutes. But I do like Civillock on the Vel'Koz. That's a classic. And then Volibear is a tried and true staple of friend or foes. So I'm gonna give it to YUBI just because they picked the bear and the bear wins games.
Yeah, and with that, we're going to go ahead and hop over to the Rift because I believe we are good to go there. I'm going to hit the play button, you know, running everything all at once over here. So just, I'm that much of a BA. So kind of nice that the guy controlling the camera is also the one who's talking about what's going on screen. Now, if only I knew more of what was going on screen, it'd be a little bit more
So there's
fun.
5 champions on each side, and the goal is to kill the Nexus.
Exactly. Yeah, just, you know, just as long as one Nexus is destroyed, we're all good.
30 seconds until
All right, you know, standard. I expect we won't see anything too crazy here with both of these teams just kind of like 5-manning it. Just the nice spread. Everyone just looking kind of fancy and across the river. I don't expect this to be the most exciting game of League of Legends just based on these team comps. Lots of scaling and lots of build-up is going to be kind of the name of the game.
I could see bot lane popping up if either group mispositions a little too much. I really don't care for the Karma mid. I'm sure it's fine, but I don't think it's all that useful. I know that Kog'Maw is going to be a speedy little guy, but Lulu accomplishes that pretty well already.
Got the zippies.
Maybe overkill. But it will be really funny, and I'm sure Kenny will have a great time playing because he's going to move 800 miles an hour the entire game.
Yeah, I do like the bot lane synergy with the spell book for Kog'Maw and Lulu as a squid. I think it works pretty well. And we can see that it looks like we got maybe a little bit of cheese coming out from Zen and Ultravox, kind of pressuring things a little bit there.
I don't know. What do you think about leashing versus not leashing? I know certain lanes require like a pretty heavy leash in order to kind of get dominance in the lane. I don't know if either of those lanes necessarily had it matter.
I don't think either of these teams, like I feel like the team that wants dominance in lane is in the bot side is going to be YUBI. Like that's the nature of the game. Kenny Hammerspike and He Who Slops, their goal is just to scale up. So I feel like them going to leash, it's really not going to hurt them too much in the long run because they're like, you know what? It's fine. We're not going to be doing our job until much later on here. And as we can see, right off the bat, Kenny's going to get pummeled down. He's going to get ignited, but that's cleansed away almost immediately. So decent chunk of damage done, but at the same time, it's just kind of, you got that early pressure coming out from YUBI to just try and steamroll it.
I mean, it's a hard lane. Ashe has a lot of range. You get slowed the entire time. You don't really do that much damage. They can just outweight your W.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it's really difficult to play correctly, and if you mess up, it's hard to recover from for a very long time in that lane, because it's not like Ashe and Rel lose their CC ability, and then Volibear is going to come down and just nuke you. So they need to play a little more carefully if they want to have success.
Exactly, but at the same time, they know that Utility Monster is going to be just doing the standard Lolalytics approved jungle pathing, which would be clear everything all the time. So
honestly, it's a really good strategy. Like, if you guys want to win your solo queue games, ignore your laners. Are saying
Civillock going to get jumped on right here, take a nice bit of chunks, and that is going to be first blood going over to Sejuani as Bo Explode picks that up. The tried and true Sejuani pick coming out from that hero right there. So,
yeah, we got a few staples of FOF in here. You really shouldn't be at threat of dying in the Vel'Koz lane, to be honest. But it's a very good pick from Karma and Sejuani on Civillock there.
It definitely is, and as we can see right here, we've got Volibear getting coming into the top lane. Utility Monster doing his best to just jump on top of this very slippery crocodile. Is going to be able to drop some lightning on there, forcing the flash out from Broccoli, who's going to be walking right into Civillock. Does dodge to the side of the glacial of the fissure, but that means there's going to be a lot of damage coming out right there. Brock not able to get away. Bow Explode trying to do what he can to save his top laner, not able to do it, and that's going to be a nice bit of a return kill for the side of YUBI. I do think that's going to be a decent amount. Oh, wrong button there. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a lot. Definitely not the worst person to have a kill on. I do think top lane's going to be a little inconsequential this game just because of the nature of the way both teams drafted. But, you know, at the end of the day, Camille got 300 gold, and that's always good. Civillock's got to back up.
Yep. I think he's just overplaying. Like, he's just playing a little bit too far forward.
Yeah, you know, that's something that you can do forever, and if you die 7 times, it's it's your jungler's fault for not shadowing you. That is a fun fact.
That it is. And with that, we are going to be seeing, again, not a lot happening here at 5 minutes. It is 1 kill on each side. Gold's relatively even. Like I said, I don't expect this to get really exciting until about 15, 20 minutes in.
I think it's going to pop off as soon as bot lane hits 6. Let's see. So Utility Monster's pathing towards top side. Going to grab that. He should be 6 in about a minute and a half. Bot's going to be 6 around 6:30, 7 minutes as well. And I don't think this gank works unless Zinzin just sends it.
Well, you said that, but at the same time, Bow Explode is already here waiting in that bush, so wants to see something happen there. We are going to see this Chemtech Drake get pressured. I don't know if Bo is planning to take an early dragon. I don't really know if that's a good idea, but getting some vision down in this topside jungle would be good.
There is
for INT.
a large
There he
CS
goes.
discrepancy happening in the jungle at the moment.
All right, and here in the top lane, we can see Inavi pushed again under his tower. Utility coming in for that return gank.
I think it works.
I don't know if it will work again, as we do see Broccoli getting caught right there by the hook shot. Is going to dive in on top of Inavi. Does have 6 first, so that means they're going to be able to get that return kill. Utility Monster is getting brought extremely low. Does manage to pull in a tower shot. Second tower shot with the heals, but that's going to be the true damage as the Lifeform Disintegration Ray just rips him to shreds.
And as we all predicted, the Vel'Koz cleans up the fight very well. That was interesting. Renekton does a lot of burst damage, and it's kind of hard to accurately judge how much damage he's really going to take with his ult and Conqueror going at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that that was a good example of that. Very good cleanup on the end of YUBI there, but I think they kind of misplayed that pretty heavily since Broccoli did get the kill. Very good for Broccoli.
Yep, that level 6 Renekton is a very terrifying thing to deal with.
It's so obnoxious. He's up a ton of CS, too, despite giving that first kill away.
A lot of pressure in that top lane pushing him under the tower does mean he's been able to deny a lot of CS to Inavi. And I liked the Camille pick initially, but it's one of those champions that if you aren't able to pilot it well, it causes you some issues in the later game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really like Camille in solo queue, and one of my favorite people to watch is a Camille main, so I'm a little biased towards the champion, and I think it's very good, but I think there's some very difficult...
Ooh, there we go. Reading that pathing of Utility Monster, because it is Lolidux approved, means it's all available to be found. Bow Explode is there for the counter gank. We are going to be seeing Zen trying to get under the tower, trying to get away, does dive away. Utility Monster looking for some safety. And that is
God, Karma Q.
Great pressure from the side of INT as they once again force back YUBI under their own tower. I think that was a very well done play.
I think so too. Maybe I was kind of mean about the Karma for no reason. That was a lot of damage that came out.
It's a mid Karma, not a support Karma, so we'll
yeah,
deal
but
damage.
like, you know, the idea stands generally. However, you know, I'm wrong a lot with my guesses in this league, and you know. Maybe I reverse cursed the Karma pick. Bot lane is dead even. Kenny hasn't backed at all yet, so that's actually very impressive that he's managed to not die without not having backed for 8.5 minutes straight. Good for him.
This is Kenny Hammerspike. He's very good at getting out of those slippery situations.
One time he got a pentakill against my team because my team's bad.
Mm-hmm. And here we go. Broccoli once again forcing Navi back under that tower, keeping that gold lead up. CS is now almost 2.5 times.
That is crazy. That's actually the craziest thing in the game right
It's
now.
the power of Renekton. Renekton is just really, really gross in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and Broccoli is a very good player as well. Honestly, all in the trees, they're just too good.
Both of these
they
teams are
don't-
very, very good.
Yeah, in the trees just bothers me. They beat us so hard every single time we played them.
And we are going to see now, again, we're going to see the pressure come out, pushing He Who Slops and Kenny Hammerspike under that tower, but they're perfectly fine being right there. Civillock, once again, overstepping their bounds, taking way too much damage from Pactropus, which means that they're going to get auto-attacked to death.
Ouchies.
So the Karma Q, the Glacial Prison, or not a lot you can do. The Flail
Yeah,
just...
you know, they have a lot of
so
sneaky
much damage.
lockdown. I mean, obviously the Renekton W and the Sejuani ult, but then you have Sejuani's slow, you have Kog'Maw E.
We
you have
see a
Karma's
counter
90 ability.
gank coming out right here. Pactropus is going to get caught out. I don't know if they're going to be able to get away. They're going to try and move. They are ignited. They are, no, here we go. Karma's going to be fine, flashing away from the utility monster. They are going to lightning bolted, though. Brought down. Stormcaller, so much damage. That is going to work out very well for YUBI. However, is it going to be too little too late? It might
Let's
be.
see how this goes.
There we go.
Good
Crystal
old
Arrow hits
cleanse.
Kenny Hammerspike, but that is going to be a huge amount of CC just rejected with that cleanse.
Yeah, cleanse. I hate taking cleanse, but it's just too useful like most of the time in a lot of games. And that is a good reason as to why. I thought Kenny might have died there when he walked back up to dodge the rel, but you know, he knows better than me, and he played it very cleanly.
Great spacing, very good positioning right there. Did allow him to dodge that. And they don't have to worry about another Volibear dive because the ultimate is already burned, so they don't have to worry about getting taken out under their own tower. It kind of sucks that he used it against the Karma. Could have possibly gotten a double kill down in that bot lane, but you know what? That's what happens when you
gotta
burn your
take what
resources.
you can take. Yeah. Never get too greedy. Take what you can take. I'm interested. Let's see. So, Ocean Dragon in 20 seconds. Who do you think gets it?
Ocean Dragon is probably going to go over to in the trees. They've just got really good positioning, and they've got a lot of pressure with Renekton's teleport also available. I just feel like there's going to be very little YUBI is able to do. They're going to try and get some vision control and try and set up some positioning around it, but the overwhelming force that is INT is just going to force them out.
I don't know. I'm gonna completely just say I don't know. I think I disagree a little bit. I think if YUBI gets the right angle, they can pick off a damage threat and have a pretty free dragon. However, I guess their damage is pretty low outside of Vel'Koz at the moment. So it's going to be difficult for them to win a fight, but they definitely have the tools to do so. If Renekton TP's down, though, they just have to leave. Renekton's way too big right now.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, if unless Navi is able to burn the TP, we are going to have the Crystal Arrow thrown out onto Bo's. Well, they're going to try and force this right here. There comes the TP from Renekton. Bo is going to take a lot of damage and go down before Broccoli has a chance to show up, but it's going to probably be too little too late as we see the Renekton diving in on that back line, absolutely shredding YUBI. There is nothing that they can do to get away from this, and that is the danger that I was talking about. Broccoli is just so massive right now, those health bars should essentially not exist.
It's gross. It's
Yep.
hard. It's disgusting.
And now it's going to be double objective for INT. They're going to get Rift Herald and Dragon.
You know how I said earlier that if they get behind 5k gold, the game's just kind of over for them? They've done the opposite. They are up gold, and the game is not over for them, and all their champions do 1 trillion damage right now. It is gross. Honestly, there's no champion in this game that could really effectively build Serpent's Fang, but that item would be fantastic here. I kind of wish they had that passive on, like, more items, you know? Like, they have Shadow Flame, but Serpent's Fang is the only one that's like a full shield break, right?
Now imagine, if you will, this is a design decision that would probably catch a lot of flack, and I do think that it's probably a bad idea. Instead of having, how many items are in the game? Like 100 and...
At least 7 or 8.
Yeah, at least 7 or 8. Now imagine if you essentially tripled the number of items and made more items with similar effects, but for different champion styles. Way
I don't know if
harder
my
to
brain can
balance.
comprehend
Probably
that.
impossible to balance.
Yeah, that sounds made up. It sounds not real. It sounds fake. It sounds scary. I don't like it.
And here we go. We got the Vision War. He Who Slop is probably winning that right now. We will have to look at the vision score here. Now we can see Anavi trying to get something out with their TP. Essentially just kind of putting pressure on the top lane. Not a lot they can do, as we can see the positioning of INT. You've got Bow Explode and Pagtropus right here. And it's... I don't really feel like there's going to be a lot that they can do up in the top. Crystal Arrow is going to come out, so we do see that poor He Who Slops is going to get caught. Having to drop the Wild Growth in order to stay alive is not going to work. Bolo's going to be thrown out in the mid lane, though, catching Civilluck out once again. That's going to be another death. Hogmaw's just popping off in the bot lane, though. The absolute armor shred from that little Void Puppy as he just eats those health bars. And then here in the top lane, we can see Utility Monster trying to get away, is going to get slowed down by the flail. But you know what? He's just going to find safety under the tower. And once again, we are seeing that In the Trees has completely covered YUBI in shade. There is nothing they can do to get out of this forest.
Yeah, they have complete control over everything at this point if they want it. It was a very good bot play to pick off the Lulu, little overcommit onto the Kog'Maw. Very good play out of the bot lane. A lot just happened there, you know? You had the entirety of In the Trees just chasing off.
That's just unfair. Just kill him. Don't just let him walk away like that. That is just awful.
Oh man, and Navi's having a rough one. That just feels bad. Top lane experience right there. You have one bad trade, and all of a sudden the Avengers show up to get you.
Yep, and you know, it's like, here's my theory behind the whole 300 items thing, is if you can't balance the items that exist now, just make everything wildly unbalanced, and then then just randomize the numbers every match.
That sounds like I would have less fun playing than I do now, and I do not necessarily enjoy playing right now.
I like this is the bronzy in me, where I'm just like, I just want to see wild, crazy, broken stuff. I'm not into analyzing and breaking everything down to its base components, but I understand why top level players are where they're at, so I get it. I think it would. I mean, it would definitely add variety, of course, because you know every item would be random. Exactly. Just
a healthy variety. I don't know. Maybe we get Wriggle's Lantern Part 2 or something.
What if there was a random item buy button? Buy random item.
That's called Ultimate Bravery, and you can get in trouble for doing that now, unfortunately.
All right, now we're gonna finally see YUBI pick up a tower here. You know, if YUBI does play the War of Attrition, there is a possibility if they can somehow catch INT off guard enough to where they can force these waves into the towers and just slowly whittle them down, maybe they can win the War of Attrition. But there's a Kog'Maw. That's the problem they got to deal with.
I don't know. It's just a very interesting situation for YUBI. I actually don't know how they're supposed to really get their way back into this one, footing-wise.
If they focus on trying to catch out Pagtropus, I think is the only way that they're going to be able to do it. They've got to be able to catch Karma off to the side, because they're the only one who's going to be worth enough gold to, you know, take down 1 or 2 times and get something in somebody's pocket. Because if they go after Kenny, they're just going to have the Lulu there. They're going to have Sejuani. They're always going to be protected. There's not a lot for YUBI to do. They're always going to be in a 2v versus Kog'Maw and somebody else.
Yeah, and so Ash, let's see, the Triforce isn't going to be online for a good while. Kog'Maw essentially has the only item he really needs to start doing a good amount of damage. I think they could probably just kind of sit 3 people, I guess even 4 people mid lane, and just push while they have Renekton bully people on sides for at least 10-15 minutes. Baron comes up, pressure Baron. I think that's the move.
Maybe. They're just going to have to divide these objectives down. Unfortunately, there we go. Pagtropus going to have to flash to the side to avoid getting caught by the Crystal Arrow. Are going to throw out a Q, going to get a nice bit. A huge knockup out of Rel is going to be really bad for INT. This is what you want to see. INT, great Lifeform Disintegration Ray means it catches multiple members, and that is going to be a nice chunk of gold in the pocket as they catch up quite a few kills there. Bo is dangerously low on health, and that could very easily be this dragon. They don't really have vision of it. They are going to throw out the Bolo, do manage to catch Civilluck out, don't manage to catch the dragon. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Brock Lee is going right in on top of a Na'Vi who's being forced back into the tower.
Canceled.
Can't keep the fight going. Dragon going down very slowly.
I think they should just take it. In the trees is going to concede it. Kog'Maw can only hit over the wall, and Brackley's ult got canceled. I don't know if they necessarily...
Oh, there we go. Diving in on top of this. We're going to see it. Smite Battle comes down. Red team does manage to take down the Dragon, as we do see Utility Monster able to pick that up. Cool under pressure. Kenny Hammerspike being brought exceptionally low. Does manage to pick up a kill before they go down, and that is going to be huge shutdowns going over to the side of YUBI as they clean up this fight, but lose so many members in the process. And in the meantime, in the top lane, here we go. Brock Lee going in on top of a Navi, and Navi is going to go down. Tower shots do nothing, as we know this is League of Legends. Towers are not strong.
Sorry, I was plugging our stream into the game that I'm in. Everybody come watch. So, let's see. Baron's up. That'd be good. Gold's even. I'm caught up now. Kerrigan, I'm back. I'm ready. It's a new me. It's a new day.
Okay.
New analytics.
I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference when there's a 600 gold bounty on a Renekton.
Well, you know, you say that, and then I go, this game's over. UB's they're huge, and then they all die. It just kind of happens that way. All yesterday, 5K gold leads back and forth entire game, never stops. This game again, part 2.
Well, now that we've got the Dragon taken off the field, we might see a UB7 Dragon game if they're able to proactively jump in on these objectives. Rel, in the meantime, looking to help out Ashe here in this top lane. Could be that Broccoli's going to get caught out here.
I don't think he dies.
I don't think he does.
He's got Tabby. How much gold is he sitting on?
Well,
Can
if you
see
said 4 members top lane, maybe.
yeah, that might do it. I think he should just leave.
You said this
Tony,
many
go
people
ahead.
into the top lane. You force the tower to start aggroing the team. Doesn't mean that they're scared away. Brock Lee just sitting safe up there. Now we've got the rest of INT coming up to join it, though. Rel is going to jump onto Lulu. They don't realize that there's going to be a bow explode coming over the wall. Lulu's going to get taken down, so that is going to be a lot of damage. But the Wild Growth was dropped in time. Life Form Disintegration Ray. Look at that true damage. So much
That was
health
a
on bow
big
explode is
ult.
just gone. Meantime, Brock Lee is just ripping through those health bars with the axe, shredding them apart. That is a double kill. Brock Lee, the burn, takes him down as we see Civillock pick up that huge bounty. And in the meantime, Navi looking to get some revenge here. Does get rooted. The hook shot's not going to get to continue as Pactropus somehow gets out of there.
I have no idea how Broccoli lived that. I mean, Civillock got an entire channel off. It was a 5v3, and it came out pretty well for them, I would say. Overall, Kog'Maw allowed to just kind of hang out. Apparently, you only need a few people to survive a 5-man ult, and that was like a trillion damage.
That it was. Yeah, no, that's absolutely insane. I have a feeling we already know who's going to be topping the damage chart at the end of this one, with relatively relative ease, no contest.
I don't know. Maybe the Banshees makes it worse.
Nah.
I think if there was no Banshees there, he gets a quadra kill, to be honest.
Yeah, that's just a lot. There's a lot of MR, like good CC reduction, so definitely good right there. However, we are going to see in this bot lane, Pagtrop is just once again coming back to face this Camille all on their lonesome, and they know they've got it. But unfortunately, look at this. Look at the vision control.
There's not a lot of vision from either team, to be honest.
Not at the moment, but we just saw 3 wards that cleared out by Rel. So
Nope, I didn't see it.
Yeah. They took out a couple of wards as they were coming down on that top lane. So basically, Pactropus knew that there were multiple members coming down.
Okay, interesting. And so these wards, they give vision, right? That's what they do?
Mm-hmm.
For both teams?
No, it depends on if your color team put it down.
Huh. You learn something new every day. I've been playing since Season 3. No idea.
Did you know that you have a trinket that is able to do that?
I actually make... So if you sell your trinket, it sells for 0 gold, and that can kind of give you a little bit of an early lead in the earlier games to get ahead. And I think people should try to do that more. No trinket, get your early lead. 0 gold's pretty big.
It is pretty big. It is a huge deal. All right, there we go. Now we can see vision control coming out from the side of INT. Absolute total domination of that bot side, so they're able to know exactly what's going on there. And they are setting up for this Drake 20 seconds before it
This
comes
is a
up.
very even game, despite the gold distribution. I mean, I would say that everybody that you want to have gold has gold on both teams. However, I can't tell who's going to win the team fights. They've been very back and forth despite
The
each team
way,
seeming like they have the upper hand.
yeah, the way I've been able to figure it out is Renekton there?
Yeah, that's kind of a good way to do it. Let's see if Renekton's there.
Yeah, no, well, see, as of right now, Broccoli is just kind of peeling away. They do have TP available on both sides. They are going to bring it down, so we are going to be C pressure already put on this Dragon Pit. So we can see everybody's kind of posturing for it. Camille's just kind of walking their way down. We see Broccoli already in the pit with Bow Explode as they try to take this dragon down, try to take it down.
I
as
don't
quickly as
like the
possible.
position in the trees is in for this, to be honest.
I agree, as we can see right here. Like, they're all kind of on this. I feel like in a standoff like this, where it's a see the whites of their eyes situation, I feel like YUBI might be at an advantage. INT does really well if they get the flank. We are going to see the Bolo thrown out. Is going to create a nice zone of defense. We do see that they were looking for that Renekton, so they're able to jump on him, absolutely rip him to shreds. There goes his health bar, which is going to be huge. Now that Renekton is gone, that is a lot of damage taken off the table. But look at the damage coming out from Kenny, who is now online. So much from the little cog puppy as the artillery just comes dropping down. The smite battle is going to be won by Bow Explode, and we are going to see Navi just taking... Look at that! That was 2 auto attacks, took out a quarter of his health.
That is crazy. I really don't understand, I guess, how that fight went so well for in the trees.
No, the Lifeform Disintegration Ray was just a little bit too short. It wasn't really able to hit anybody, so it had to be cut
I
off early.
still think with the position they had that YUBI had, it should have been a little easier for them to win that fight. They got a good amount of poke off. I know a lot of it was on Renekton, but I guess Kenny's just positioning very, very... I'd be interested to see the damage charts after this game. I know Renekton's going to be pretty high, but I think Karma's sneakily doing 1 trillion damage with 2 items. A lot of pen. And then Kenny's having just a fun time. Once he gets the 3 items, he's going to be massive. And then once he gets the 4 items, he'll be even bigger, believe it or not.
Yep, already got the Bork, already got the Ginsus. That's just going to be really, really painful, just regardless.
I would like to see him build a tank item. I think Kog'Maw tank item 4th is actually super underrated, and people should do it way more, and you already have enough damage with 3 items. Even with 2 items sometimes, it's like honestly not the worst move to do. Is it necessary this game with 800 shields and you're up 5-1? No. But it's funny, and you're allowed to position a little more aggressively.
All right, Civilluck has got the Banshee's Veil up. They're ready for this fight, and they are going to see Bow Explode walk right into Zen Zen. Zen Zen tries to dash away, is not going to be able to. So much. Ooh, the nice step back by Bow Explode does mean avoid they get hitting by that Crystal Arrow. Tilly Monster looking for that hard engage, jumps in on the back line. The Stormcaller is on the ground, but they're going to be hit by that Bolo, locked in place. But look at that huge damage coming out. Zen Zen diving in on that back line, ripping right through them, going through multiple members. Utility Monster
Oh my
somehow
God.
able to stay alive.
Ultravox coming out with the big deeps on that one. Did not get hit, did not get touched, got all of his damage off. That was really good positioning from Ultravox without Ghost up.
Very, very well done. And that is going to be... I think it's a devastating loss. Losing Kenny and Broccoli means that they're not going to be able to
I
push
agree.
things too hard.
There was a shutdown on Kenny as well. It's not something you super want to see happen, especially when you're in a position where it really shouldn't happen. But it's a very good play from Ultravox, specifically to have played that fight that well. I think it's very hard to play Ashe when you are at a severe disadvantage in terms of just team fight.
It still feels like the
Like how it
momentum is
plays.
on the side of INT, though.
It's felt like that each time, but they keep getting very dangerously close to letting YUBI run away with the game. They haven't done it, and they've come out ahead, but like, I think they need to try to form a more concrete plan on what their next course of action is before they send it again. It's going to be around Baron for sure. I'm just interested to see how they set it up and what their priority is going to be.
It will, and we can see right here Zen Zen looking to clear out some of that vision around the Baron Pit. Looks like that's going to be the next major objective. I do expect INT to be posturing around there, and as we can see, they were already ready for it.
I'm surprised to see that there's no one really setting up for Baron. I know Soul's in a minute 30, but Baron is something that both teams could do right now. I guess they're just not really sure if they're allowed to.
Well, we've got 2 TPs on the side, on each team. Like 1 TP on each team is available And so they kind of don't really need to be directly next to it to be posturing for it.
That's a good point. However, it's more fun to have 5 there. I think the TP angles are always good, but at the same time, if you miss time a teleport, you can kind of entirely ruin the team fight a little bit. Like, if Renekton's not there at the right time, I don't know if they have the ability to win the fight.
It's entirely possible. So we can see now, it looks like they're sending 3 folks bot to try and take care of Barkley.
You know, I just noticed broccoli's name is that of a vegetable.
Yes, it is. It has been that way for a very long time. They are going to be caught out. This is a really bad position for Renekton. There's not going to be a lot they can do. We see the TP angle that you're talking about does come out. We are going to see Pactropus arriving just a little bit too late, and that is going to be really, really bad for INT. That's a huge misplay that we need to see YUBI capitalize on.
Ah, man. I will be right back. I am super sorry. I have something to go take care of real quick, unrelated to League of Legends.
All right. Well, looks like we got a team fight here popping up, so that's going to be fairly all right. Crystal Arrow is going to get dropped down. We do see a massive stun coming out as we see Utility Monster jumping in on that backline. Bow Explode is going to be brought really low. Inavi taken out as Kenny Hammerspike is deleted from the game. Zen trying to get some stuns off, does manage to do a little bit of CC, and we can see right now the Ultravox getting the perfect positioning. Those arrows doing so much damage, absolutely shredding through the health bars of the side of INT, but Pactropus might be doing a little bit here. Do see them backing off. We got a TP coming out as Renekton's coming in on the backline, looking for that Utility Monster, chasing him down the river. See just a little bit of back and forth right now. Honestly, with this setup right here, I do think that Karma Renekton's pretty strong.
I'm here to help with the cat, boys. Erebus is gone.
I appreciate that.
All right, we still back.
Oh.
I had to pee. Really bad.
Okay.
Like 10 minutes straight. You guys have no idea the mental torture I've been
There we go.
going through.
Pactropus getting brought down exceptionally low as we've got Utility Monster jumping on us. This is basically a fight that's been continuing for the past 2 minutes. Broccoli gonna get deleted by Civillock as we can now see the damage has finally come online for the side of YUBI, and it could be them turning it around now as they have started to gain control of this game.
Let's see if he goes for the steal or not. I think it's worth going for the steal. Big
Oh,
time.
absolutely. There
Yep.
you go. You see dive in,
Yep,
gets that
there it
steal.
is.
Very easy for Bow Explode. They timed that, unfortunately, very poorly. So that is going to be the Mountain Soul going over to the side of INT. That's a really strong soul for this game.
It's a strong soul in general, for sure. I'd say it's my top 3 souls. Out of the top 3, yeah. I would say that my favorite personally is Infernal, and then the Shocky guy, whatever that one's called, and then no, it's my 4th. You know, I lied. It's my 4th favorite.
There we go. This Baron is going to get deleted very quickly. I don't think that INT is able to get here in time to do anything about it, but we might be able to see them come in and clean it up. Nah, they're just going to back off right now. He Who Slops wasn't able to get there in time. All right, now that we've got this sort of a game state, we've got the Soul on the side of INT, we've got the Baron power play on the side of YUBI. Where do you think that this game is like teetering on the edge of a knife? I know we've been talking about INT this whole time, but YUBI definitely looks like they're about to come back and just win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think that In the Trees was definitely in a commanding lead. I mean, at 17 minutes, they were at tier 2 pressuring off 4 members with 3 members while their bot lane was free farming. And that's usually a pretty good sign of things to come, but they took a lot of really interesting fights, I guess is how I would put it. And YUBI, as we all know, is kind of unable to be tilted, so it doesn't really matter if you get ahead too much unless you actually capitalize on it, because they don't really care if they're always down 4,000 gold for 25 minutes. You know, they're used to it. I do think they're definitely in the best position to win the game at this point. Renekton's gotten to a point where he's gonna die in a team fight. Ashe is very strong. it's going to come down to positioning for Kog'Maw, essentially.
It seems like YUBI has decided they know who enemy number 1 is, and so they're just going in on Broccoli immediately. They're just like, delete the Renekton. It doesn't matter about the rest of the team. Delete the Renekton, and the fight will be ours.
Yeah, I 100%.
Here we go. Crystal Arrow is going to find the Lulu, which means that we're going to see the growth drop on themselves. Unfortunately, the health bars are not going to exist as Kenny Hammerspike is able to just pepper these shots off. They don't have the range or the damage to take down Ultravox. Ultravox is just doing so much right there. Look at that Lifeform Disintegration Ray finding all the members of INT on that backline. Pagtropus is the only one left on the defensive side. So we're now going to see Kenny Hammerspike just stuck in place, not able to kite it away, which means that they're going to get deleted. That is going to be game number 1 taken by YUBI right here. I do believe they have enough to end it right now.
Yeah, they definitely end. That is crazy. They were definitely in a very good position to lose, and good for them to win. I'm genuinely surprised at the outcome of this one. Good job. Good job with the comebacks. Good team fights.
They knew exactly which targets to go for. The Lolalytic strategy knows what targets to go for. And that is going to be game number 1 taken by Universal Basic Income, which is going to be the next couple of games are going to be super exciting. Don't go away. We will be let's see here. My bad. Let me. Don't go away, folks. We will be right back.